We finished off that from him that from Daldim with Bay spoke about a Mishnah that said about doing Malach on Tisha B'Av or doing Malach on other days. That we said that even if the minig is that you shouldn't do, even if the minig in your place is that we don't do Malach on Tisha B'Av, but a Talmid Chacham should never do Malacha anyway. It doesn't matter, even if everyone's around them doing Malacha, a Talmid Chacham should not do Malacha on Tisha B'Av. We finished off in the Mishnah saying that everyone should make themselves a Talmid Chacham, meaning that everyone, regarding this aspect, everyone should do the meaning of a Talmid Chacham and not do Malacha. So we start today in Nun with Aleph, all the way at the top of B'chol Makim, Tamid Chacham. So we said in the Mishnah, B'chol Makim, Tamid Chachamim. Sorry if the meaning of your place is to do Malacha, or the meaning is not do Malacha, Talmid Chacham should never do Malacha on these days. I asked the Gemara, L'meimar, then Rabbi Gamliel, Sabbath Lechashin Liyad, you're telling me that Chachamim who said that everyone should be like a Talmid Chacham, which means Chachamim say everyone shouldn't work. Rabbi Gamliel argued with him. Rabbi Gamliel said, I argued with Chachamim and said that everyone is allowed to work. So you're telling me that Rabbi Gamliel, Sabbath Lechashin Liyad, that we're not scared of Yuara, we're not scared of Gaiva. There's a concept of Masechta Yuara. Masechta Yuara means that if everyone is doing something and you're doing different, so it looks like you're being about Gaiva, like you're being extra, someone's being extra frum in front of other people. So not always do we say it's coming from a good place. It could be he's doing it only to show that he's extra frum. So in our context over here, the whole city is working on Tisha B'Av. Let's say the meaning of the city is to work on Tisha B'Av. Talmid Chacham don't work. I have an option. Either I could go work, or I could decide that today I'm a Talmid Chacham and therefore I'm not going to work. So the question is that Yuara? Is that about Gaiva or not? So Chacham who say that everyone should make themselves like a Talmid Chacham, so they're not cheshish that people are going to think that you're about Gaiva. But Rabbi Gamliel says that you shouldn't become a Talmid Chacham on this day. Rabbi Gamliel said that you should go to work. Now, if you should go to work, sorry, the Chacham said that everyone should become a Talmid Chacham. That you shouldn't become a Talmid Chacham. They're scared of you're going to become a Wagaiva. Rabbi Gamliel, who says that everyone should become a Talmid Chacham, it's mashma that he's not scared. We're not scared that people think that you can become a Gaiva. So there we have a contradiction. Again, you're telling me that Rabbi Gamliel is not cheshish that people are going to think you're about Gaiva, and therefore Rabbi Gamliel said you could make yourself a Talmid Chacham. And Abban and Sabri Chashin Liyora and the Chacham hold the other way around. You're telling me that that's the case. We have a contradiction. We learn fakir. We learn the other way around. It's not. We learn the Mishnah in Brachos. The Mishnah says, someone just got married that night, and the thing is that it's someone who's part of a Krishma. It says that someone who got married that night, the first night he's part of a Krishma, and so there's other cases that he's part of a Krishma. So what if, even though I'm part of a Krishma, I decide that I still want to read Krishma? Am I allowed to read Krishma, or do we say no? Stop breaking the rules. So it's machlekes. Tanakama says, if you want to read Krishma the first night, you could read Krishma the first night. There's no problem, even though up here you're potter, but you could do the extra step and read the Krishma the first night. Rabbi Gamliel says no. Not everyone wants to take the name. Meaning, not everyone wants to take the name as a Yur Shamayim, and someone who really, really cares about Torah mitzvahs, and therefore he's desperate to read Krishma, even though he's potter. It's a big step. Gamliel said no, not everyone tries for that, and therefore if you're potter for Krishma, do not read Krishma. What do you see over here? See over here, Chachamim Tanakama say that everyone who wants to become extra frum is able to become extra frum. Rabbi Gamliel says no. To become extra frum, you have to be worthy of it, and therefore you can't just read Krishma if you're potter. This approach of Rabbi Gamliel and the approach of Chacham is completely opposite of what we learned regarding do Malacha. Regarding do Malacha on Tisha B'Av, we said if the meaning of the place is not to do, it's to do Malacha. So Rabbi Gamliel says everyone wants to become a Talmid Chacham, meaning everyone wants to be extra frum and not work, doesn't have to go to work that day, and shouldn't go to work that day. Okay, how does that fit with his opinion regarding reading Krishma? That if you're part of Krishma, then you shouldn't read Krishma. They're contradicting each other. Answers the Gemara, two answers. First answer is this is the famous answer, just change around the shita, change around the names. Meaning that the same Rabbi Gamliel says over there that we're scared for the same the time that says that everyone is able to become Talmid Chacham and stay home is the same Tana that says that you're mutter to read Kriya Shema the first night, and the Tana that says that it's also for you to become a Talmid Chacham. He holds regarding Kriya Shema also that it's also for you to read Kriya Shema the first night, even if you're the names don't fit, so change around the names and make them fit. That's one answer. Another answer is if Shisha the son of Vidya says don't change around the names. I've got a better answer. I'll give you a logical explanation. We have a contradiction. You're telling me there's two contradictions. The contradiction between the Rabban and Rabbanon. Because regarding Tisha B'Av, Rabbanon hold that we're scared you're going to become a Vagaiva. And regarding Krishma, they hold that everyone's able to read Krishma even on the Patim. So that accounts you like this. Because given the Kolei Amma over here regarding Tisha B'Av, given the Kolei Amma of the Malacha, everyone's doing Malacha. Let's see them Stambato. And the meaning of Stambato is to do Malacha on Tisha B'Av. So the whole place is doing Malacha. And this guy is going to decide, the whole shtetl is doing Malacha. This person, this Yanko is going to decide, I'm a Talmid Chacham, I'm not doing Malacha today. So he's being the odd one out. So over there, we're scared, we're scared that he's doing it because he's about guidance. Our Hassan regarding Krishma, it's the other way around. Given the Koli Amakari, everyone else is reading Krishma and Shul. All he's doing is, even though he's part of Krishma, but he's joining along with everyone else, so it's not noticeable. No one's going to say, he's Valgaiva because he's reading Krishma when he's part of. No, he's just doing what everyone else does. He's not sticking out. And since he's not sticking out, we're not cheshish that he's doing it to make himself feel high. That's how we answer the steer between Abban and Abban. The Rav Shimon Gamliel, the Shimon Gamliel like kasha, and the contradiction between the Shimon Gamliel is also a question. The contradiction that by Tisha B'Av he says that you should become a Talmid Chacham, and regarding Shema he said you shouldn't read Krishma. You shouldn't be extra frum and read Krishma on the first night. So the reason behind that is because Hassan regarding Krishma, who the being on Kavan. We need Krishma by Krishma. You need Kavan. The reason why Hassan is part of Krishma the first night because he doesn't have Kavan. He can't have Kavan. He's too busy with his other thoughts. And we are Eidim, that it's not possible someone can have Kavan on the first night. And what is this guy doing? He's saying, even though Chacham said I can't have Kavan on the first night, but I'm extra from and I'm still going to read Krishma. So then, Masechta Kiyora looks like you're Bakayim. Aval Hacham regarding Dum Malach and Tisha B'Av. Le Masechta Kiyora. He's not sticking out. He's not being a Bakayim. Worse come worse. Amni Malach or the last lay. What's the town going to see? The town's going to see him not go to work on Tisha B'Av. They're not going to say he's not working on Tisha B'Av because he's with a Talmid Chacham. They're going to say, there's lots of guys unemployed, don't go to work anyway. So he's not even sticking out when he's not going to work on Tisha B'Av because if he's going to Tisha B'Av, if he's not going to work on Tisha B'Av, people are just going to think, okay, you're battling, he's not going to work, he's fasting, or there's a whole bunch of guys who are workless anyway. So he's not sticking out so much. Shenkin regarding Shema, Rabbi says, if you're potter, don't read Krishma, because the Rabbi Shema, Chacham specifically said, do not read Krishma, because you're not going to have Kavanah. You're outsmarting everyone, so that is a Baal Gaiva. Okay, so now we finish that. So we're going further on in the Mishnah. The Mishnah says, the Mishnah that we had last Amud is the first half of this Mishnah. Yeah, again, the Gemara a lot of times takes one Mishnah, splits it into two. So the second half of this Mishnah is like this. I'm going to say, Yehuda, Ye'es, and Malacha, but speaking of different minhagim of places that did Malacha on Erev Pesach. So Chacham said, Yehuda, Ye'es, and Malacha, ba'avi Pesach matchatzes. In Yehuda was a place in Eretz Yisrael. They would do Malacha on Erev Pesach and Chatzes. Uva Galo, but in the Galo, the upper part of Eretz Yisrael, the whole Erev Pesach, they wouldn't do Malacha. So the people of Galo were extra from. People of Yehuda would do Malacha from until Chatzes. Of Galo, the whole day of Pesach will not do Malach. Laila, what about the night? Meaning the night before Pesach, biggest Chametz night. Can you do Malacha then or not? So by day, there's a whole bunch of different minhagim. What about the night before Pesach? So it's Machlekes. B'Shamay say that it's B'Shamay Eis and B'Shamay say it's also do Malacha. But B'Sil Matin, B'Sil say that's more to do Malacha. Adon Eitzacham and Ton Eitzacham. So you have Machlekes. Biggest Chametz by night. Can I open my shop or not? Let B'Shamay will tell you no. It's also. Going to B'Sil will tell you sure. Until that Tzacham, you could open up your shop. Says the Gemara, Meikara Tani Minhag. The Gemara has a contradiction between this Mishnah and the Mishnah we had last Mishnah, at the beginning of last Mishnah. What did we say? We said Meikara Tani Minhag. We said the time said that doing Malach on Erev Pesach depends on the minhag. Depends if it's mutter Depends if the meaning of a place is do malacha, or depends on the meaning of the place not do malacha. So that's the first Mishnah. All of us say, but now Mishnah, Tani Yisura, we said that Beishamai said that it's also to work on even on our Pesach, it's also to work. So why didn't we mention before? There's a shit that says that it's also. First off, Mishnah Mashma, so it depends on your meaning. If your meaning is like this, your meaning is like this. Beishamai says, no, it depends on the meaning. It's also to work. It's also a halacha. So why didn't we mention his opinion then? My answer is two answers. I'm going to be answer like cash. It's not a question. The Mishnah that we said before that everything, if that to do malacha on Erev Pesach, it depends on your minig. It goes according to the Meir. It goes according to the Meir. Rabbi Yehuda, a Mishnah that says Beishamai say that it's also to work in Erev Pesach is Rabbi Yehuda. What does that mean? The time that we learn the Brayso, when Rabbi Yehuda said, Yehuda yesem malacha bar Pesach matchatzes. Yehuda said that in Yehuda, in the town of Yehuda, in the place of Yehuda, they used to do malacha and tochatzes. Over Galil, ein leisen kol. They can Galil, they didn't do malacha on Erev Pesach to begin with. So that's Yehuda shita, that the place of Yehuda never did malacha and tochatzes, and the place of Galil didn't do malacha on Erev Pesach to begin with. Amar Remei, so Remei told him, Rayim Yehuda v'Galil, can you bring a proof from Yehuda v'Galil to your community? What's the connection? Let them do in Yehuda v'Galil what they want to do. What's in get to your community? Allah, Remei makes the rule. Makim shenagu las malacha. If the place, the meaning of makim is to do malacha on Erev Pesach, I say make malacha. Makim shenagu shlei las. It's a place that the meaning is not to do malacha. Ain't nice and we done this. We have over here a contrast in the Yehuda and the Meir. The Yehuda is trying to bring proofs from different cities, whether to do malacha or not do malacha. The Meir says, no, what are you bringing proof in different cities? Proof in different cities doesn't help. You have to see what the meaning in your place is. So how's the answer to our contradiction? So the answer is now which Remei said. That doing malacha and Erev Pesach is telling the minig. That's Remei's opinion. So what's he arguing with? Miklal, the Rabbi Yehuda is going to come. Why is he arguing with Rabbi Yehuda? What did Rabbi Yehuda say? Rabbi Yehuda said, and Galil don't do malacha. What's he trying to say? He's trying to say that it's also to do malacha. Because it wasn't a Remei. The Remei says it's all telling the minig. So what did Rabbi Yehuda hold? Rabbi Yehuda holds it's not telling the minig. No, it's also to do malacha. I said it's also to do malacha. That fits in with the two contradiction parts of a Mishnah. The first half of the Mishnah that said that it's telling the minig is goes according to the Remei. The second part of the Mishnah brings down the Beishamai. The Beishamai say that it's also it's a malacha to do it's also to do malacha on Erev Pesach Menadin. That goes according to Rabbi Yehuda. Ask the Gemara, the Saba Rabbi Yehuda Shebarbas and Muta Basiris Malacha. You're telling me that Rabbi Yehuda holds that there is a place that does malacha on Erev Pesach, and Rabbi Yehuda said that in Galil they don't do malacha, but in Yehuda they do malacha. So you tell me that Rabbi Yehuda holds that there's a place that doesn't do malacha. There's a place that does malacha on Erev Pesach. Well, Rabbi says, Hamanake, someone who takes out bad grass or bad weeds in his field. On the 13th of Nisan, 2 days before Pesach, when he was taking out the weeds, by mistake the whole plant came out with the roots. So what does he want to do now? He wants to do shtila. Shtila means he wants to stick it back in the ground. So Yehuda says, you go to a place in your field that has soft ground, and on the 13th of Nisan, just put it back into the ground. You see what's in the gas soon. Means when the ikir is that it's planted in the ground before the carbon aim is brought. Carbon aim is brought on the 16th of Nisan. And we want that any produce before then, we want all the produce to be planted before then. So that's what Yehuda says, that if you by mistake, if you're pruning your field and you're Gimel Nisan and something comes out, you should plant it before, make sure it's planted back into the ground before Yud Tezvav Tezayin Nisan. What do we see from here? When is it mutter to prune your field and take out weeds? Only on the 13th of Nisan. Why didn't you really say that if you're planting your field on the 14th of Nisan? Give a better example. Planting your field on the 14th of Nisan, and somebody comes out and you replant it. Why do you say the 14th of Nisan? It must be that he holds that the 14th of Nisan is also to plant and work in your field. If you hold that, sorry, that's the test. In fine. So we see from here that Yehuda holds that you can only do this planting. You can only do this planting inside the field. on the 13th of Nisan. Which the contradicts what I said before, that Yehuda holds that in Yehuda, in the place of Yehuda, you could do Malacha even on the 14th of Nisan. So the Gemara takes it up slowly. Let's see. Shamin later Yehuda, the Amar, we know that Yehuda Shitta is, Yehuda himself, the Shvius says, any planting that hasn't been in the ground for 3 days isn't counted as a plant. Now, if you're going to tell me that the 14th of Nisan is mutter to do malacha, why did Yehuda say that this guy planted on the 13th of Nisan? Why can't you give a better option? What's the problem? The problem is that he has to plant it before the 16th. So if you can plant it before the 16th, so that's fine. Plant on the 14th the whole day, and then it could be in the ground for the 15th also, and then it can be in the ground for the 16th day also of Nisan. Why is it going to say as example that the person planted on the 13th of Nisan? It must be that Yehuda holds that you can't do Malach on the 14th of Nisan. That's why the earliest time, the latest time you can plant to catch in your crop before the Emer is on the 13th of Nisan, which contradicts what Yehuda said before. So answers the Gemara, Amar Rabbi Bagalo Strano. Rabbi answered that which Yehuda said, that on the 13th, he planted on the 13th of Nisan, we're speaking about in Gadol, which in Gadol, they don't work on their Pesach, like Yehuda told us already. But in Yehuda, they do work on their Pesach, and therefore, in Yehuda, you can plant on their Pesach. Ask the Gemara, even in Gadol, you still have the night, meaning you can still plant. Why did he say that he planted on the 13th? Why didn't you say that he planted it the 13th by night? Because we hold even in Gadol, you're able to work in the night of Pesach, the night of Erev Pesach. Rav Shesha says, that it's also to work on the night of Pesach. So ask the Gemara. The Gemara answers another answer. Rav Ashi says no. Really, that it's mutter to work on Pesach by night. So why do you say the 13th and not the 13th by night? So the very simple answer: no one plants by night. Theoretically, if you wanted to go plant it by night, you could plant it by night. But no one usually plants by night. And since no one usually plants at night, the earliest time for you to plant is on the third Yud Gimel Nisan. One more answer. Ravina says, "Leilam Gambi Yehuda." We like to answer you that which Yehuda said. Planting is said a story about someone planting on the 13th was also in Yehuda. That is mutter to plant on the 14th. So why do you say the 13th? Because Ba'ashrosh Achad Miksa Sayim Kukul Amina. Today Miksa Kukul Lamina. When do we say Miksa Sayim Kukul? There's a rule in Allah called Miksa Sayim Kukul. Miksa Sayim Kukul means that certain things you don't need 24 hours for it to be counted as a day. For example, our case over here, you have to have. We said every planting that it hasn't been in the ground for 3 days isn't counted as a plant, and therefore it won't count for the carbon ha'emet. Now for Potash. Now we don't have to have 3 full days, because according to Yehuda, you could plant it on the 13th, then it could sit in the ground for the 14th, and then the 15th, and a bit of the 16th. That's a bit of the 16th. That's already a bit of the day of the 16th. That's 3 full days. But if you're going to tell me that you can plant on the 14th, so when are you going to have 3 full days? You're going to have a little bit of the 14th, then you're going to have the 15th, and a little bit of the 16th. So 2 half a days we don't join together. And therefore, the only time for you to plant it is on the 13th of Nisan. Says the Mishnah, one last Mishnah. Meir says, any malach, any work that you started doing before the 14th of Nisan, meaning before 18th, the Erev Pesach, you're able to finish it on Erev Pesach. Let's say you're pruning your garden, you're able to finish it on Erev Pesach. But you cannot start a new work, even though you're going to be able to finish it before Chatzos. You cannot start a new work on Erev Pesach. That's one shit. Say 3 types of workers able to do malach on Erev Pesach. Who are these people? The tailors, and the people give haircuts, and the dry cleaners. Because all these people are needed for Pesach, for Erev Yom Tov, and therefore they're able to work on Erev Pesach. One last shita. Yes, Yehuda says, even the people who make shoes, able to work on Erev Pesach, because people need shoes for Pesach. So therefore, these 4 people, at the exclusion of all others, are mutter to work on Erev Pesach. So ask the Gemara, that what you said in the Mishnah, Rabbi said that any malacha that you start before Pesach, you're able to continue on Erev Pesach. But you can't start a new malacha on Erev Pesach. So says the Gemara like this. What is he talking about? What's Rabbi talking about? Is Rabbi talking about a malacha which is needed for Yom Tov? And therefore, that's what Rabbi is saying. A malacha that's needed for Yom Tov, so you can't start on Erev Pesach, but you're able to finish on Erev Pesach. So what would that imply? Only a malacha that's needed for Yom Tov. What if you don't need it for Yom Tov? Then even to finish it off, even to finish off the malacha on Erev Pesach, you won't be able to do, because you're only able to finish off malacha on Erev Pesach if the malacha is needed for Pesach. But if it's not needed for Pesach, so even to finish off, you can't. Let's say you're sewing trousers for weekday trousers, you can't finish off on Erev Pesach. Or a dilma, maybe not. That which Rabbi said that you're able to finish off malacha, speaking about you're speaking about a regular mundane malacha which has nothing to do with Pesach. But if you're doing something for Pesach, so maybe then it's chuli maschalinon. Maybe even able to is mutter for you to start a new malacha on Pesach. Or another third option is maybe we say no, we don't differentiate in what type of malacha you're doing. Any malacha you can't start, and every malacha you're able to finish. So you have three opinions, three ways of understanding an Amei's statement. Either we could say an Amei is saying if you're doing malacha, even let's say you're making a hat for a tichel for Shabbos, we're going to see soon, a tichel for Pesach, especially for Pesach. So the first option is if you make a tichel for Pesach, so the Amei says you're able to finish off, but you can't start making a tichel for Shabbos, for Pesach. If you're making a tichel for the weekday, so you can't. If you're sure you can't even finish it off. That's one option. Another option is that you're making a tichel for Pesach. If you're making a tichel for Pesach, you're able to even start making the tichel on Pesach on Erev Pesach, and for sure you're able to finish. But if you have something that's not for Pesach, so even to finish you can't do it. Or do we say that we don't care what type of malacha you're doing? Any malacha you cannot start, but you're able to finish. So that's three ways of understanding the Amei. So now the Gemara is going to go through different proofs for each side. Tashamat says the Gemara brings a proof. It says in the Rabbi like this: a person should not start doing malacha on the 14th of Nisan. Even if he's sewing a small belt, or he's sewing a small tichel, then he's not able to do that on Pesach, on Erev Pesach. Ask the Gemara, what does it mean even if he's sewing a small belt? What does it come to tell us? Is it not to tell us that even if you're making a belt for Yom Tov and you're making a tichel for Yom Tov, so that's you're only able to finish off malacha, you can't start the malacha. And from there will imply if you're not making a belt for Yom Tov, you can't touch it on Pesach. You can't even finish it off. Where can you finish it off if you need it for Yom Tov? If you don't need it for Yom Tov, you can't even touch it. You can't even finish it off. So Gemara pushes away that way of learning. The Gemara says no. I can answer you that really, even if you're making a tichel not for Yom Tov, you're making it for the weekday, you're still able to finish off making the malach on Erev Pesach. So why is the Mishnah, why is the Rabbi to say even if you're making a tichel, what's the even about the tichel? So my answer, even if these things are very, very small, making a tichel not too hard, and making a belt is very easy labor. That if you're starting them, it's as if you're finishing them off because they're so easy to make. And therefore, not only you can finish them, you can even start them to begin with. That's what we have an answer to teach us. No, even these small things like a belt or tichel, you can only finish them off on Yom Tov. You cannot start them on Yom Tov because starting malach on Yom Tov is going to be starting malach on Erev Pesach is going to be doing malach on Erev Pesach. So we'll stop over here. That's Nun Hey Amud Beit, Nun Hey Amud Aleph. We'll do tomorrow Nun Hey Amud Beis. Have a good night.